Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 143 of the Good Morning Guys podcast, thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we continue discussing the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and play. I'm one of your four hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
Good morning to you too.
On his left and my right, only in spirit, the volleyball and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, Ronnie Johantis. And then the final member of the GMG Quadfecta, who's got music in his heart, Doctor Who and Apex Legends on his brain, and La Carreta. I didn't say that right. La Carreta in his old stomago, Marc Boucher.
Ahaya. How's it going?
Ahaya to you, sir. Great. You know, let's just jump right into the fact that we have one more with us. The YouTube-renowned gaming historian, Norman Caruso, brought to you by Marc Boucher.
Morning, guys.
Good morning to you, fine sir.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. I noticed you mentioned Apex Legends.
Oh, yeah. 2 of us here are huge Apex guys.
I am also a big Apex Legends player.
Oh, my gosh.
Really?
Nice.
Yes.
Well,
I feel outnumbered.
We need to play. Like, that needs to happen. Or not. That's fine, but...
All right. I guess this podcast is over. Thanks for joining us, everyone. You guys are going to go play Apex.
I think I play every day. I really like Apex Legends.
Nice.
Now, do you play ranked or trios or duos? What do you?
I do it all.
Yeah.
I got 2 buddies that we play ranked together, and then if I play with anybody else, we just do trios or duos or however many I can get. You know.
Nice. Yeah. This,
what about Oreos? I like Oreos. Apex Legends. Do you have that one? Is that not how that works?
No, it's not.
All right, fair enough.
I do enjoy Oreos.
I know, right? All right, continue on.
No, I like this season. I jumped into ranked, and this past week I had gotten to platinum rank, which was the highest rank I've ever done before. So,
Nice.
Is that something that you go after as well?
Yeah, actually, I think I'm gold 1.
Oh,
right
okay.
now,
So you're
I'm
close.
about to hit it.
Nice.
But-
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, rank's not really my thing. I'm not pushing it as much. Patrick, I think, has just been looking for more of a challenge lately. And so he's been really pushing to get to platinum.
Well, I think if you play like public, it's not there's no skill-based matchmaking.
Right.
Like you'll go up against top tier in public, but in ranked at least you're kind of going against people that are on your level.
That's true.
That is nice.
Yep. We go back
But
and forth quite a bit.
people do try very hard in ranked, so
Yeah.
They're the tryhards for sure.
yeah.
Yep. I'm loving the new mode, loving arenas. So you have officially made me a fan twice over. So good on you.
Oh wow, excellent.
So first off, Norman, tell us something about yourself. A few things about yourself, like where you grew up and sort of your origin story, if you will.
Sure. I was born in Japan.
What?
This is
Yep.
starting awesome.
I did not see that coming.
No way.
I was like, I live in Kansas City earlier. You just brought Japan out of nowhere. That's fantastic.
My father's in the
Kansas
military.
City, Japan.
My father's in the military, so he was stationed everywhere, and he happened to be stationed in Japan. That's where I was born. I don't remember any of it because I only lived there for 2 years, so I have no memories of Japan.
Still counts.
It does still count.
You got to claim that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't have like dual citizenship or anything because when you're born on a military base, it's U.S. soil technically. So,
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Now, was that Okinawa?
Okinawa? Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
So
My brother-in-law was stationed there for a number of years, so that's my
Yeah.
connection.
it's
I don't have Apex Legends, but I have a brother-in-law that lived there too.
There you go.
very popular place to be stationed if you're in the military.
Yeah,
I guess
definitely.
is Okinawa. What else can I tell you? I grew up in North Carolina. That's where I started the gaming historian. I started it when I was a sophomore in college.
Don't you mean North Kakalaki?
North Kakalaki. That's right.
See, he
yeah,
knows.
you got to pronounce that right.
He knows.
You can verify that it's Kakalaki. It's
Kakalaki.
huh.
Yep.
That is
I
something
told
else.
them- I told them about that, and they looked at me like I was an idiot.
Years ago, we still haven't believed them until today. Now that you said it, I believe.
It is a thing. Yeah,
thanks
North
for,
Kakalaki.
Thanks for that.
It's also parking lot. It's not parking lot. It's parking
Okay.
lot.
There's no G.
There's no G on the end.
Noted.
Parking lot.
So yeah, I was a sophomore in college, and I started gaming historian just for fun. I was majoring in history. I worked at GameStop. It seemed like a good
you go.
combination.
Yeah.
I wanted
For
to learn
sure.
more about the history of video games, so I kind of dove into it, and I wanted more, and I went online to look for more video game history, and there just really wasn't a lot out there. So I guess I was feeling creative at the time, and I said, "Hey, I'll try this myself," and I've been doing it ever since.
Nice. That actually ties into Bernabe. Bernabe is one of our joiners. Well, that's what we call our listeners, joiners.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of his questions was, why did you start the Gaming Historian channel? And then you kind of touched on that there wasn't really a space out there for telling the history of video games. So that's
There really wasn't a lot. I mean, so G4 had the Icon Show, which was a great show. But yeah, online, I think Game Trailers, if you remember that site, they did little retrospectives, which had a little bit of history, but it was more about the games than the actual development. But yeah, there really wasn't a lot out there, so I just thought, I guess I can give it a try.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I go back and watch my old videos, and man, I just think they're terrible. But you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Sure, yeah.
That's like our first episodes of the podcast. Like I never want to go back and listen to those.
yeah, my wife has a podcast, and she says the same thing. She's like, she tells people, don't listen to the first episodes. As badly as people want to start at episode 1, you just don't do it.
No.
Right.
We'll probably play Bernabe's voicemail somewhere in here because he sent us an actual voicemail.
Spoilers.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So, but yeah. So that's pretty cool. Wow. Next question for you. What is your earliest gaming memory? Like, was there a particular game you remember, man, just sinking your teeth into growing up?
So my earliest gaming memory would be my grandfather loved video games too.
Mm-hmm.
He was really into tech and gadgets and stuff. And he gave me and my brother an old IBM PC because he went and got the latest and greatest one.
Yeah.
And he gave us all the games with it. And there was a game called Digger. It's kind of like Dig Dug and Pac-Man combined.
Okay.
All right. there you
Very
go.
obscure computer game made by a Canadian company. And then we played Castle Wolfenstein, the old Castle Wolfenstein, the kind of top-down stealth game. It wasn't a shooter at that point.
Wow.
So that's probably my earliest gaming memories, playing that stuff with my brother. And then my brother had a Nintendo Entertainment System, so we played Super Mario Brothers 3 and Dr. Mario and all those classics.
Yeah. All the good favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish I could get rid of my my first gaming memory, because my first gaming memory is of the LJN Back to the Future game, and that is,
I don't know if you guys remember a YouTube show called Clan of the Grey Wolf or 16-Bit Gems.
no, I can't say I
It was
remember that.
an old
Afraid not.
old retro gaming show that my friend Joey did, and he loved Back to the Future on NES, and he argued it was a shoot 'em up game. And I can kind of see it, but he was also had very weird tastes in video games. So
That's kind of stretching it, I think. But
yeah, I was never a fan.
I just think there was
Yeah.
just such a loose base with that game. Like,
I remember that game along with the Ghostbuster game on Nintendo, and just I couldn't last more than 5 minutes. I was like, What am I supposed to do? When do I get to shoot stuff? Like
The
catch
Ghostbusters
ghosts
game
and
is interesting. I mean, the fact
it's
that you have to
obscure,
you have to
very
get
obtuse.
gas, you
Yeah.
have to.
It was like
I
Ghostbuster Simulator before they had simulators back then.
yeah, and the final boss was super hard going up the stairs. You had to press A and B to go up the stairs. You didn't
Ooh,
actually use the D-pad.
Tell me more. I never made it that far, so okay.
Yeah, I probably
Bear boss.
cheated to get there, but
Game Genie.
Game Genie.
probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only way to fly. I remember when
Yeah.
I first got a Game Genie, that was just like just shove the game in the Game Genie and go. Like it became automatic
Mhm.
for me as a kid. It's a good one.
So we talked about your earliest gaming memory. What is your favorite video game?
My favorite. Oh, well, how many video games are there? There's got to be over 50,000, right?
Something like that.
There's a lot.
Give or take.
There's got. I don't. That's a good question. How many video games exist? But my favorite video game. I don't know if I have a favorite, but I can give you one. I guess I'll give you one of my favorites.
Sure.
Is probably Earthbound on the
Okay.
Super Nintendo.
See, that was one of the ones I missed on, because that was on Super Nintendo, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people missed out on it. It had a really weird marketing campaign. It was very expensive
Yeah.
at the time. You know, it came in that big box and it came with the strategy
I
guide.
remember that.
Yeah,
Oh my
It
gosh.
did not sell super well,
Yeah.
but I missed out on it too. And I went back and played it when I first moved to Kansas City. Actually, I was living with my in-laws, and I was missing home. You know,
Yeah.
because I just moved, and I sat down and played through Earthbound, and it was a wonderful experience. It's a great game. The writing in it is fantastic. The battle system is it's good because one of the things I love about it is if your level is way higher than the enemy's level, you just automatically win the battle. It doesn't make you go through a fight with the enemy if you're way overpowered.
Huh.
So it had some good quality of life improvements over a traditional JRPG.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a fun, quirky
definitely.
game. So I recommend it to everybody.
Definitely had some influence on
Nice.
on a game like Undertale and things like that. You can definitely
Exactly.
see the
And
homage.
Undertale's another great game.
Nice.
I'll never forget playing that for the first time.
Yeah, those are two games that you brought up, Norman, that are in my like backlog because I have the Super Nintendo Classic and I got Undertale. I want to think on sale like a couple months ago, and I definitely plan on checking those out. So you're ringing an endorsement definitely notches it up a little bit. So
Yeah, and Undertale isn't too long of a game. So if you're crunching
really
for
not.
time, then that's a great game to play.
yeah, it sounds like it. Little update real quick. According to GamingShift.com, there are 1,181,019 video games in existence.
All right,
So
well,
that-
I was way off.
Samsonite.
Samsonite.
Yeah. Yeah, so there are quite a few.
That narrows it down, I guess.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
a
that
lot.
time the guys thought the current population of the world was it 2 or 3 billion? that
We're
you
not going to
guys
talk
said?
about that.
Yeah.
No,
What is it,
we
like
are.
nine-
We
9
gotta
billion, I
relive the
think?
moments.
Is it 9 billion?
Yeah, it's like eight or
Eight or-
9
8 or
billion. I
9
don't think it's up to
billion?
9 yet, but it's like 8
We're still
billion.
not talking about it.
I think in India
But we
alone,
are,
there's
since we-
like 3 billion, right?
Don't worry, I told them all about it when they got that completely wrong. It was fun. It
Nerds.
was very educational. I think I found out that was the population of the world in the 1950s. I think somewhere in the 1950s it was around
Okay.
2 or 3
Wow.
billion
Wow.
worldwide.
It's
really blown up since then, so.
Sure has.
You live in the 1950s. That's a lie.
You're right.
I
It
went
is a lie.
back to the future.
Oh gosh. So getting
All
into
right,
your.
so
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to interject that I need to confess. Mark is an avid watcher of your material. Norm, can I call you Norm?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
All
what
right,
everyone calls me.
Fantastic. Have you watched Cheers in the past?
I
'Cause
have,
That's
yeah.
what rings a bell to me when I hear Norm.
Yep, that is the
Cheers.
number one,
So,
the
he's
number
of my
one
favorite-
reference I get.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. He's one of my favorite characters in the show, so
Yeah.
it's a good correlation for me. Other
Mhm.
than, well, no, I won't go there. So the question I wanted to ask was kind of based on me being a newer fan because I
Okay.
actually just started watching some of your stuff this past week, and
Mhm.
let me tell you, I want to compare at least your, I think it was the ESRB episode you did where you talked
Yeah.
about the origins of the ESRB.
Mhm.
I was born in the early 80s and lived through the 90s. Like to me, the 90s is still like my favorite decade of all time. And watching you kind of unpack like everything that went into the ESRB, to me was akin to watching The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, and all that history to where I lived through it, but I didn't see everything that went down, and just like the rivalry between Sega and Nintendo, and it was really cool to kind of relive that. But in watching that, it made me think about how in the times that you've really dug deep into the history of certain games or companies, has your research and kind of like the end product, has it influenced your opinion on some companies? Like has it either, and it could be positive or negative, you can spin it to be like, wow, I didn't realize
Yeah.
this company, X company, was so, I don't know, so much smarter than they appear to be, or the other way where you're like, wow, what a blockhead that
Yeah.
company was. So
I think it comes naturally whenever you dive into something. I think you just get a more well-rounded opinion of whatever you're researching. I mean, I think about Nintendo growing up, and Nintendo was this magical company that, it was kind of like the Disney of video games. And then you do
yeah,
historical research about Nintendo and you realize, uh, I mean, they did do some incredible things, like basically revitalize the video game industry in North America, but they also had terrible licensee agreements with third party companies, and they were very
yeah,
litigation happy. They like to sue people, um, and they're still doing it today. So it kind of
right,
warps your view of Nintendo. Like, it kind of had some monopolistic practices. And then I think about Sega, and I think about growing up. Sega was the cool, hip, you know, edgy company, and you learn about all these boneheaded decisions they were making.
mm-hmm,
But then I also have respect for them because they were willing to take risks, and they really put out some stuff that was way ahead of its time. And actually, I talk about that a little in my newest video, about the Sega Mega Modem, which they developed in 1989, and this was online
yeah,
connectivity for the Genesis, and it had downloadable games, it had voice chat, it had
that's crazy,
online play, and this was 10 years before we see it again.
Pioneers, man.
way ahead of its
Yeah,
time.
and they took those risks, and I don't think Nintendo took risks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yep.
you definitely, your opinion, it's ever changing. The more you research, you just,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, and I watched that the Mega Drive or the Mega Modem or the Telegenesis or whatever they were calling it back in the time.
Mhm.
And like Lucas said, I lived through this, but I had no idea this was even a thing. And in there, I think in the description it says that you had taken like 4 months to research this. Can you talk a little bit about your research process, and how long is it? Is 4 months usually how long it takes, or is it I mean, that seems like a long time to put stuff together, but I mean, it was really well done. And yeah, like there's videos. It seems like that you've met a few personalities or people within the industry that have given you some audio clips or what have you. So yeah, talk a little bit about your research process.
Sure. Now I do confess this took me 4 months because I'm also in graduate school, so
Okay.
it delays videos a lot.
yeah, that'll
But
do
the
it.
other hurdle with this video was 90% of the sources were in Japanese,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't read Japanese. I can't understand.
What,
I
you
don't
didn't
understand
pick it up in
Japanese.
those 2 years you were there? You
I did
didn't,
not. I
it
did
should have been
not.
like riding a bike.
Fun fact: my mom knows Japanese.
Was she a
But-
consultant on this game? on this video?
She was not. She helps. She really helps me with pronunciation.
Okay.
But so
Nice.
I have a few friends that do translations, and so I it was constant communication with my team of translators, and we were just translating. I think we translated like 50 plus articles from Japanese magazines,
Wow.
and it was really cool to learn this new information that hasn't really been uncovered before. And you just see, because I think a lot of people look at the Mega Modem and they think it's this Sega peripheral that came out and it failed, and look how dumb it is, and it doesn't work that well. But as you know, my job is to take this information and tell you a story about what happened.
Yeah.
And it was just incredible to get all this information coming in, and this new information, and then seeing the story come together about this company that wanted to compete with Nintendo, and they wanted to take a risk. And so they developed a modem, and modem technology was very new and not really a thing with video game consoles. So
Right.
it's a really interesting story. And I've said this a few times. I know you see a modem and you're like, there's no way I want to watch this. I think it's the first documentary ever made about a modem. I'm going to look into that, but I highly recommend it to everyone. I'm super proud of this episode. And I really think whoever watches it, you're just going to learn a lot about Sega as a company and about what this modem was. It's crazy to think that this modem was a big part of Sega's marketing campaign when the Genesis first came out in North America.
Yeah, that's
Like
crazy.
people completely forgot about the modem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, was it the modem only connected to the Sega Master Drive? It could not connect to the Genesis, correct?
The Mega Modem only came out in Japan, and it worked on the Mega Drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could connect to a Genesis Model 1 in North America, but I mean, nothing came out in North America where it could work. So, yeah.
Just way too ahead of their time, I guess. But man, and you have one, don't you? Right?
A Mega Modem?
Yeah.
I own several Mega Modems.
Yeah. So you actually got to mess around with it and play games with it, and it still works, right?
Technically, it should still work. The problem is you need a telephone line.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have one of those.
Yeah.
Like many people.
Yeah. So I didn't actually get to outright test it. But you can like try to connect, and it'll try to dial in and try to connect. So
Yeah.
I know it works, but I just don't have anyone to connect to.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah, because actually the Mega Modem I have was brand new, sealed
No way.
from Japan. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's just a clue that it didn't sell well.
Yeah.
That you can still buy that stuff brand new over there.
Yeah.
So how do you find these obscure pieces of gaming history, and what is it about that particular obscure thing that I guess motivates you to tell a story about it?
So I was doing a Twitch stream a few months ago, and I was just browsing old video game magazines, and I was looking through Electronic Gaming Monthly. I think it was issue 3, and they had an article called Telegenesis, the future of video games, question mark. And I said, I've never heard of this thing. And EGM is calling it the future of video games.
Yeah.
So I said, I just wrote it down. I have a topic list in my little journal, and I just write down ideas. And I was looking for a new topic, and I remembered that one. And initially I thought this should be an easy episode. I'm in grad school. I'm working on some other big videos. This will be an easy one for me to do while I work on some other stuff. But of course it turned into this huge project, which I'm totally happy with. But yeah, you can find topics anywhere,
Yeah. I mean, like there's a couple of them. Like, do you put a little humor sometimes in your videos? Like the one with the Nintendo lock. That was,
the
that
lock,
was
yeah.
funny. And then like the the 9-year-old who sues Nintendo. You know,
Yeah.
I love those. You're not only telling a story, but you're throwing some humor in there.
Yeah. Yeah, the shorter videos, I do try to have fun with them. Yeah, that lock. And then so for those who don't know, there's a company came out with a lock called Homework First, and it was a literal lock on the Nintendo Entertainment System, so you couldn't put a cartridge into the system.
It looks goofy as crap.
It looks like a bike.
It looks like a bike lock.
Yeah.
And the guy that invented it, his father invented kitty litter, which is mind blowing to me because
Right.
I have 2 cats and I'm a big purchaser of kitty litter.
What do you think about kitty litter being invented? It's just there in the box.
Right. So I went
thing.
down that rabbit hole. Like, what? When was kitty litter invented? And so before kitty litter, people just used sand. And cats weren't really indoor pets. They kind of hung out outside. And then kitty litter is invented, and all of a sudden the cat industry booms, and then cats become the most popular pet in America because of kitty litter.
Wow. And when was that? What year was that?
Early 50s, like 52, I think.
Man.
Yeah.
Norman fact.
Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I think it late 40s, early 50s.
I wrote it down in my my notebook.
Yeah.
So Norm, there's a lot of documentaries out there about the now, especially on Netflix. There's I think there's like an 8-10 part series about video games and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Has any I mean, your YouTube channel is, you have a lot of videos on there, and you go through a lot of different pieces of a forgotten or well-known, it really depends on the video, of all the gaming history. Has any company have ever approached you to do something like a Netflix special or Hulu special or something like that before?
No.
To
No.
me, watching it feels like it is to that caliber.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's because of the interviews you're doing, the videos. I mean, like the especially the Sega Mega Modem. There is some obscure videos. Like, how do you find these videos like Cyberball and all these Japanese type of games?
It's kind of just, it's part of the research process. You stumble on that stuff and you just make note of it, and yeah, that's really it.
Do you video capture? Like, do you have like a Cyberball game cartridge where you took a video capture?
Oh yeah. So when I'm writing the script and doing the research, you know, I make a running list of like things I'm talking about. And because I have such great supporters on Patreon, I'm able to like go out and get this stuff. So like I bought a Japanese copy of Cyberball. I bought every Mega Modem game ever made. And I'm able to capture the footage in high quality and put it in the documentary. And yeah.
That's pretty sweet. I like that. What was your favorite video that you've had to make? What was the best one you've had most fun on?
The most fun on.
Or at least the one you were most interested in, I guess.
I really, really love my episode about Mario Paint.
Okay.
And the big reason I really like that episode is because when I first started making that video, that was a Patreon voted video.
Okay.
People wanted to know more about Mario Paint.
Yeah.
And after my initial research, there's just not a lot out there about Mario Paint.
Yeah.
So I thought this episode's going to be kind of lame. It's not going to be very long. And I was like, I don't want people to be disappointed. But so I switched gears and I made it more of a social history of Mario Paint. So like, how did this game change people's lives?
Yeah.
For the people that played it. And so I talked to people that grew up playing Mario Paint and now they're doing something for a living because of Mario Paint. So I talked to a game developer, I talked to a music teacher, and I talked to a filmmaker, and each one of them told me these incredible stories of them growing up and playing Mario Paint and how it gave them the drive and the knowledge to do what they do today. And it turned into this really cool social history. And I don't know. I'm really proud of that video. I think it's a way to, if you're short on information and research, you can kind of twist it and make it into something cool anyway. So.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'm pretty sure I watched that. I'll have to go back and watch that because that actually sounds really cool.
I do want to one more note. Another fun episode was when the 9-year-old sued Nintendo.
Yeah.
That also took me back to the 90s.
That one was interesting
everybody
because
got sued for everything.
That was a headline I stumbled on, and I said, "What? A kid sued Nintendo?" And I found all the information on it, and I made it. And I really didn't think anything of the episode. I just thought it's a fun little interesting topic. I'll put it out there. That video, I didn't see it until like a few months later. That video like blew up.
Yeah.
That thing has like 2 million views, and I don't understand why. But
I think a little bit has to do with it. I think it's only like 9 minutes long.
It's a short video. Yeah.
Sure.
And what's great is the kid, Clark Tiemann, he emailed me.
Wow.
And said, I watched your video, and I was like, oh no, he's going to be so mad. But he was super nice, and he was like, I thought your video was really fair and told both sides, and I really appreciate that. So that was a great email to get, and it made me really proud of that video too.
Put that one in the win folder.
Nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Now, does he have like a folder that has all the numbers of every player where he wrote in their names because it drove him so crazy that their names weren't
maybe
with their, and it was just their numbers?
I mean, I get why he was upset though, because you look at that box, and I think I would assume too that I could play with, George Brett or all of my favorite players, and yeah, they're just numbers in the game.
Yeah,
at least the stats.
I remember
are
when I
accurate.
first got NBA Live. I think it was '95 on Super Nintendo, and I thought I was going to get to play as Jordan and like a bunch of other guys, and they didn't have. It was just 23, and I was like, wait, I want the name on it, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, and Jordan, because Jordan wasn't in the NBA Players Association, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, he was.
And so he's not in. He's not in NBA Jam either. He's not in a lot of games.
I remember that too. Being disappointed, I was like, it was Horace Grant and Pippen, I think, in the original NBA Jam, and I was like, what? As a kid, I didn't understand how that all worked, so I was like, okay, who missed getting Jordan in this?
Yeah.
and put Horace Grant in instead.
That's what you think. You're like, they forgot Jordan, but it's
well, how could they do that? Fake fans.
Goodness. So kind of flip side to that, what was the most challenging video you've had to make?
Oh gosh. This Mega Modem video was challenging to make. Yeah. So here's
Just
why.
the translation.
The translations was a big part of it.
Yeah.
The other part was there's only so many ways you can film a modem.
Oh yeah.
The modem's not very big. It's like it's like this big.
Yeah.
And so I had to shoot B-roll for this video, and it's like I shot 80 plus individual shots with my camera of the modem, and it's like I just did different angles and different panning shots and top down side. So that was challenging to like how do you visualize the storytelling about a modem?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah,
But you did it though.
somehow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely a great video. I very much enjoyed it.
Well, thank you.
I love all the obscure ones you do. Anything from like the Power Glove, which I mean that's still kind of famous just because of the Wizard.
Yeah.
But the Power Glove is bad.
Yep,
but-
I still remember the day I found out that it was like sitting on a throne of lies. Like I tried to like wave my hand around and do all the cool stuff that the older kid did in the Wizard, and it was all fake. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
it
not.
never.
And then I
I
ended
still
up just
have one,
going
and it's
beep boop beep boop, like just pressing the buttons on it like a controller. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is
it was a very ambitious thing to take a device that costs probably $10,000 and try to make it $80 is a kid's toy. That's pretty ambitious.
yeah.
Now, you kind of also touched on the fact that you stream on Twitch as
Yes.
well. Do you stream just retro games, or do you stream current gen games too? Or
Oh man. So usually I stream whatever I'm researching at the time.
okay,
So I'll probably be streaming Super Mario World here soon on Twitch.
Nice.
interesting.
Now I do, as we discussed earlier, I love Apex Legends.
Yeah,
I have thought about streaming just me playing Apex, but it's doesn't fit the brand, I guess. Like, why is the gaming historian playing Apex Legends? But sometimes I do play modern games though. But yeah, it's usually whatever I'm researching at the time. But
Well,
sometimes I
nice.
want to switch it up,
Yeah, you have every right to do so. I think it would be really cool if, and I don't know how if you can integrate this exact. I think you could in a stream, but if you could somehow like fuse your streams with like a VH1 pop-up video format, and like
Okay.
you're playing and it like a freeze frame, and then like you talk about something that's related to the history of the game. That's a free idea, by the way. You can go.
Well,
use
I've already
that.
done
I think
it.
that would be
Oh, he's
Oh,
on
famous
it
look
during
already.
the pop-up.
that.
Oh, you have you?
So
Nice.
what I
All
what
right.
I
Way
do
ahead of you.
is
Got my attention.
what I do is my what I did, the chat bot's broken right now, but it would
Fired.
randomly spit out facts about whatever game I was playing in the chat.
Okay, nice.
So
That's
it wouldn't
cool.
be on screen, but it was in the chat.
Yeah, we need to upgrade it to the screen to where everything
That would be
freezes
cool if
and
I could
then,
figure that out.
like it just pops up there. That was like my
Yeah.
favorite show on
Pop-up
VH1.
video.
I really liked
Exactly.
pop-up video too.
Yeah, we need a gaming version of that, and you're going to pioneer
Mm-hmm.
it, I believe.
VH1 even took like remember, I think it was I Love the 80s,
Yeah.
and I think they made it like a pop-up version of I Love the 80s too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, man, they're just popping up
I-
everything.
I loved all that stuff.
Yep.
Well, first off, Norman, we here at the Good Morning Guys stream Apex quite a bit. So,
Oh, excellent.
so you are more than welcome. The invitation is open for you to join in.
It's been extended.
Any time. I mean, obviously, totally your call, but
Hey, I'm always down for some Apex because there are some nights where I'm like, man, I want to play some Apex, and my buddies aren't online. I'm like, I don't want to play with randoms. I want to play with people that like I
Yeah.
can chat with, and we can work as a team. Because I'm
You're
sorry,
talking
when
to
I
the
play
right
with
guys
randoms,
right here.
there's always one guy that just
yup.
goes off and does his own
does
thing.
his own
and I'm-
thing.
Randos are
Right.
the worst.
Yeah, my buddies tend to be playing Mass Effect or MLB The Show quite a bit. So
Ooh, yeah. but
Now,
I'm also-
do you
yeah,
guys play on what system do you guys play on?
PS5.
PlayStation mostly?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
What do you typically play on?
I play on PC.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we'd
but
be
it's
in with the PC
crossplay.
guys.
You can
Yeah.
play it any
True.
system you want. Even
We're
on
open.
Switch, I think it's on Switch now.
Oof,
We don't talk about that.
I'm sure it looks terrible, but
The redheaded
know.
stepchild of Apex
It
Legends.
is.
It is
disgusting.
unfortunate.
I tried to stream it once, and within 5 minutes I had turned it off and went to PS4 at the
Yeah,
time.
and I didn't believe you, so I booted up my Switch and I was like, "You're right. This is really compared to playing it on PlayStation. Comparatively, it's not the best experience."
yeah, I can imagine.
Gross-tastic. Oof.
Yeah. So Norm, you were talking about Super Mario World as part of
Yeah.
one of your upcoming projects. Is there a project that you want to do, but or something that's coming up or something that is just so obscure that you haven't had a chance to, or is there something that you're looking forward to making some sort of historian video about?
Yeah, so I have two videos that I'm really looking forward to making. One of them is when I've actually already done a video on this, but I'm doing a new video. It's when Universal sued Nintendo.
Oh Oh yeah, for Donkey
Yeah.
Kong.
Yeah, so I went to the National Archives last year before COVID hit,
Yeah.
and I scanned everything from that court case.
Nice.
So I've just got I'm sitting on tons of info, but I want to make it really good. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but the other topic is Oregon Trail.
Nice.
In 2019, I drove up to Minnesota and I interviewed the guys that made Oregon Trail.
Wow. Okay.
And then I flew to Chesapeake and interviewed the guy that made the Apple II version, which is the one that most of us remember.
Yeah.
Most of
on
us
Apple
died
II.
on after 5 minutes, got scurvy or
Dysentery.
Dysentery.
Mm-hmm.
dysentery. Ugh.
So I've got these interviews, but I might be I might be saving those for grad school and make it my thesis. So
There you go.
No way. That's
Okay.
so
yeah,
cool.
that's why I'm sitting on them.
Gotcha.
Well, you know
We'll
what else
see.
you should do in prep for that? You need to live it and add that to the video. Like you just start
Just
at the
me
Oregon
going on the
Trail.
Oregon Trail.
Yeah, and just see, is this really all it's cracked up to be? And like just have these like caption moments where like the water's going up on your car and
Well, the
you're
trail
hoping
began.
not to drown.
The trail began in my area. It began in Independence, Missouri, which is about
There you go. See, It's a
10
sign.
miles from Kansas City. So
I know what you're doing this
There
summer.
you go.
Yeah. Reliving Oregon Trail in my Chevy.
it sounds like a terrible experience.
Yep.
That journey sounded awful.
Yep. So real quick, and I know we're kind of running out of time here, but I kind of wanted this isn't so much a question as much as it is a submission, and
Okay.
I have already submitted it on your Discord, and
Okay.
so who knows if it'll happen. I think you may or may not have touched on this subject in one of your previous videos, but I don't think you've done a full video on it. We've talked about it before. I used to own a console when I was a kid called the Fairchild Channel F,
Oh yeah.
which was the very first console that used ROM cartridges.
Correct.
So there it is.
Okay.
When I
That was my next question, Mark. I was going to say, have you done a video on Channel F? Because if not, I need to see one of these and its and its successor, the Channel G.
That's right.
I have
On the way. I still believe.
I have probably touched on it in some videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never dived into it. But excellent suggestion, and it has been suggested quite a few times actually. Because yeah, I
Really?
think people love the fact that it was the first console to use cartridges for the games.
The thing looks ugly as sin, but
It's a weird looking console, yeah.
It was back when everything was like faux wood paneling and all that junk.
Ah, the good old days.
I love faux wood paneling.
I can't get on that, but
Agreed.
yeah.
Love
I think it looks classy.
it does. Very
I think
classy.
the new Switch coming out, put faux wood on it. I would buy that in a heartbeat.
You and Steve Jobs. Oh, goodness, but
There is one other joiner question, if I can
yeah,
just
that's
throw
right.
it
Go
out
for it.
there from You Done Messed Up Aaron. I said it right this time on
did.
Discord. He said,
Good
"Hey
name.
Norman." He's getting
Hi.
a chance to say hi back. Make it more interactive. Well, hello there. If you could pick 3 video games released before the year 2000, or at least before the PS2 Xbox era, that you believe are still influential in gaming today, what would they be? And honorable mentions are welcome too.
Earthbound, as I mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
Super Mario Brothers, because that's just seems like the gold standard of what a platformer should be.
yeah.
Definitely.
I guess I have to name a third one. Dragon Warrior
Okay.
I'm not as familiar with Dragon.
or
Warrior.
Dragon Quest or
That I know.
whatever,
Yeah.
whatever region you're.
Yeah,
You're
whichever
talking
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Aaron's actually into Dragon
Nice.
Quest games, so he would agree with you there. But
Yeah, it's I mean that basically started the JRPG genre, and yeah, it's obviously that's a huge huge genre. People love
It is.
JRPG
definitely.
games. Earthbound is more of a stylistic choice because, like we talked about, Undertale kind of borrowed a lot of elements in the style of Earthbound, and then
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers. Just if you're gonna make a platformer, you've got to understand Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
I just think that's where you start.
And it's
Yeah.
great, like playing Super Mario Brothers with my son. He's
Yeah.
6 years old, and it's just like, if you're gonna introduce him to games, might as well introduce him to one of the best games of all time.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, I don't know if it's in article form or what, but Miyamoto one time did like an analysis of level 1 in Super Mario Brothers and like why they designed it that way.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
super
wow.
interesting.
I will have to check that
So
out.
like, yeah, when you first start the level, the Goomba walks towards you and it forces you to figure
Die
out how to
if you've
jump.
never done it before.
Well, you have to be
Yeah.
like, okay, this guy's coming toward me. What do I
Gotta do
do?
something.
And you got to figure out, okay,
Unless
I
you're my
jump.
son, you run at it and try to give
Run-
it a hug, and then you die.
Well, you learn quickly. Okay, I can't hug the Goomba.
What just happened, Dad? You can't do that, son. Yeah. On a side note with Mario, I really enjoyed the Mario 3 deep dive, and
Yeah.
it was funny. I was listening to it while I was washing the dishes, which is how I take in a lot of media while I do housework and stuff. Since because of COVID, especially, I work from home. But I really enjoyed finding out that the Koopalings are all based off of kids of the designers, the developers, and people involved with the project, and how
Mhm.
they base the kids off of those Koopalings. And you just think of like Ludwig and some of the others that are so connected to the famous people, but then the Koopalings themselves are based off of kids
Right.
that were that they saw all the time and talked with their parents. And so yeah, just stuff like that was really cool. And
Yeah,
how they
that was a
designed
a
very
fun video
personally.
to make. Just because I have such great memories of that game, playing it with my brother. I remember
Mhm.
he came home one day, and he had a photocopied Super Mario Brothers 3 guide. So his friend had the guide, and he wouldn't let him borrow it, but he said, "I'll make a photocopy of the whole guide for you." So
Oh
he
my
brought home
gosh.
this black and white guide to Super Mario Brothers 3, and that's how we've discovered all the secrets. That was such a cool game. That was really like the peak of Mario on the NES.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then of course, well, I'm doing Super Mario World because it's the 30th anniversary of the North American release this year.
Yep.
So I figured
It's perfect.
it's a good time to do that.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I'll be looking out for it. Definitely will be checking out Super Mario World.
Absolutely. Well, Norman, thank you so much for joining us, man. I very much appreciate you jumping on. Like I told you, I'm a huge fan of the channel. Love what you're doing over there. I've always been a big fan of diving into the stories and the history of things that I care about. And so
Yeah.
you have all of that right there for anybody to consume. So you're doing a great work on your channel. So and I'm glad you gave us the opportunity to have you on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so let me give you a chance to
Yeah.
plug everything and anything. What would you like to plug? Where can people find you? Obviously on YouTube, but any other places you want to plug?
Yeah. So if you'd like to check out the videos, they're at youtube.com/gaminghistorian. I'm trying to stream about once a week on Twitch. So I'm at twitch.tv/gaminghistorian. And if you'd like to support the show, which is really how I'm able to make these deep dive long form videos, it's because of Patreon. It's patreon.com/gaminghistorian. And if you sign up, you get some cool perks and behind the scenes info. And the support is
Awesome.
greatly appreciated.
Very
Awesome,
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, man. No, you definitely have a new fan with me, and so we appreciate what you're doing, preserving history and kind of unveiling some of the things that we missed as kids.
Right.
Just focusing on the beeps and the boops and the silly stuff. Just everything that goes behind it enriches our experiences. So thanks for that.
Well, you're very welcome, and thanks for checking it out.
All right, man.
Yep.
You take care. You have a great night, Norman.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
If you guys ever want to play Apex,
Dude, I'm on your Discord.
Hit me up.
I'll let you know.
yeah, please do. All right, have a good podcast, guys.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Norm.
Later.
See you later.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye, Norman.
Bye.
Hope you find your dad.
Oh, he's gone.
No, he left so quickly. That's how my father-in-law is whenever we're talking on Zoom or Facebook or whatever. We're like, all right, well, I'm going to go. Okay, bye. And we're like, bye. And he just clicks it off.
Oh,
I'm
he's
like,
gone.
All right.
All right. Well,
I guess
that's done.
that's it. And now that's how my son is. Like when we talk to my parents, my parents are more like the, no, you hang up. No, you hang up. Bye. Okay. And James is like, he shuts it off.
Okay, well, I guess that conversation's over.
Well,
Mark's over there trying to
there you
figure
go.
out. All right, let's get these graphics back to the
Let's
normal.
Move these squares, these cubes around. Move
I don't know
around.
where I
We gotta
am. Where am I?
recoup.
Where am I?
All right, Mark, you go ahead and start your update first while you're. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a horrible idea.
All right. Hey, Norman's such a nice young man.
Is our
I'm so glad
topic
he came to join us?
was our topic Norman? Is our topic our life updates and our gaming updates? Like I'm so confused right now.
We're all backwards now.
The answer
Backwards.
is yes.
I need to have
That is
my
correct.
backwards hat on, put my shirt on backwards.
Backwards man, the backwards man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since you introduced the topic, Patrick, you might as well start. What's up with you, buddy? What did we miss this past week?
Yeah, so like in my area, they are lifting tons of restrictions.
Yep.
As far as having to wear a mask. You know, a lot of the
Let's
places
go streaking.
no, they're not lifting the clothes
Okay,
restrictions.
not that much. All right, that's good.
Just
That's
the
good.
face
I was
masks.
testing the waters, just getting an idea. I mean, I'm here in Brazil, so anything goes. But
I mean, I don't know. I
That's
guess
not
if
true.
you walk into like a UDF and you don't have any clothes on, I don't think the establishment is gonna, I guess, do anything, but the police might do something. So
That is
you don't
correct.
want to go that
Yep.
route. So since
Noted.
they've listed all the restrictions, I went to the movie theater this past weekend.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
Nice.
I went to go see The Quiet Place Part 2 with my daughter. We saw Quiet Place Part 1. She likes to be scared, and she is not thrown off by any like gore or anything. She likes to see that.
taking after daddy.
Just like me. So we went to go see Quiet Place Part 2. It is a PG-13 movie, and she's only 11, so she thought it was like the coolest thing in the world to see a PG-13 movie in the theaters, because this was her first venture. We've seen a lot of PG movies, we've seen a lot of Disney movies, the live action Disney remakes and things like that. But so this was her first venture into the PG-13 world, at least in the movie theaters. So we did it right. We got popcorn. We did the whole butter straw trick to make sure the butter gets in the middle of the tub.
Man.
Yes,
Whole nine.
Like a pro.
got an icy. You know,
like
we
riding a
got
bike.
there. We got there a few minutes early so we could watch all the trailers, and so we're watching a PG-13 movie, and so all these PG-13 and rated R trailers are coming up, and Claire's like, "Can I see that?" I was like, "I don't know yet. I need to read the parental guides first before we can do anything like that." But
Got to talk to your mom.
yeah, well, if it's, I don't know about rated R. Rated R is stretching it a little bit right now. But if it's PG-13, then I'll look in. Okay, what is it? Is it just violence or scary, suspenseful themes and things like that? Then that maybe okay. But if there's anything like nudity, it's like, all right, we're not gonna go see this movie. I can't just shut our eyes or pause it or fast forward. So
Right.
and I don't know when that comes. Like usually, if there's like a rated R movie, it's like okay. If I've seen it and I know when things are happening, then I can just fast forward it. But yeah, so that was really fun to get out there and felt like a normal day without
Nice.
our masks. So
How was a
We
Quiet
did that.
Place 2? Do you have a quick rating for it?
yeah, so Quiet Place Part 2 for me, it was a 9 out of 10. This 9
Okay.
out of 10.
What was the first one for you?
Probably 9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
It's not
All right.
it's
Still
really
good.
good. So this movie is like a direct like continuation from Quiet Place Part 1. It was really well done. I was like, you know what? You know, how are they going to do it without John Krasinski's character, cuz he's not in the second one. So they go through like day 1 of when these characters, villains, animals, whatever they are, aliens, had come and started ravishing this town. So it was really cool to see day 1. And so in Quiet Place Part 2, they just go through the directly what happened after the first one. And it turned out to be really, really good. They did it really well.
Cool.
I gave it a 9 out of 10, and Claire gave it 8.5 out of 10 Demogorgons.
Nice.
So we're right now we're in the season 3 of Stranger Things. So it was kind of like a direct correlation. Like these aliens in Quiet Place Part 2 look very similar to the aliens in Stranger Things. So yeah, Claire was like, there was like scary parts, and she's like, "Oh, that's just like Stranger Things." Like she's so excited. She's like not trying to hide her eyes or anything like that. So yeah, it was a good time. Also on the life front, I am watching my friend's dog. He's like a 13-year-old boxer. He's a big like 70-pound dog, but he has not a harmful bone in his body, which is he's a cuddler.
Oh, that's good.
I watched his dog last year around this time for like 4 days. This time I got to watch him for 9 days. Yeah.
You know what that means next month or next year? It's going to be
18
a month.
days.
Nope, he's going to go all or nothing, whole month,
all year. No, sorry,
all of July. No, that's.
But
for the
I
year
am
after
relegated to the basement, to the man cave, because we have our 13-pound lap dog that is also in the house, and our dog does not like to be bothered by anything. Yeah. I mean, sometimes she doesn't even like to be petted. Like that's like it's a weird thing for her. So when this boxer's face is just about as big as my dog, it's
Right.
it's a little intimidating for my dog. So my dog growls if he gets gets close or anything. But
right.
But we're
compensating.
halfway through.
You're like, don't mess with me. I'm scared
I know.
of you. You make me pee myself, but you won't mess with me.
Yeah. So yeah, we're halfway through. I got him here until Saturday. Good night, Claire. Good night.
Night, Claire.
So yeah, he's just sitting right here. Maybe I'll I don't know if you can see. Yep, there he is. There he is. Kind of.
Oh yeah, I see him. He's getting petted. He's like, "Thank you for the love." Good night, love.
So we got him until Saturday, and I can't wait to sleep in my bed again, because I'm sleeping on the couch downstairs in the man cave, just so he has someone to lay with.
Oh, so when you say you're relegated to the man cave, it's like 24/7.
I mean,
Other
like I
work?
would say just for the nighttime, we sleep down here. And I would say a good part of the day, he's allowed to roam around the house.
Oh, okay.
As long as as long as we know where our dog is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
To referee.
Right. On the gaming front, Lucas, me and you, we played.
It Takes Two.
We were here together.
Oh, right. I got ahead of myself. Yeah. We played. We were here together. We played and platinumed. My friend,
we platinumed that, and
you're glad it's done.
We played with
the bejesus out of it.
So Lucas streamed this, and while he was still streaming, I already deleted the game. I was like, I'm not wasting any more time on this on my system. But yeah, we had a good time. The game wasn't really any good because the puzzles made no sense.
So obtuse. Just like it was blind.
Even as we were going through this, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. None of this makes sense. Even after reading
the guide, it was like, okay, I've read the guide. I see the pictures. I understand what to do. It still doesn't make sense.
Yeah. There's maybe there was one part I think we could have probably figured out. The one that was in the study the 2-level study.
Oh
I
yeah,
think we
definitely.
might have been able to figure that one out.
Yeah.
But all the rest of them were,
I like that one. That one
yeah,
was cool. That one reminded me of the originals
right.
that we liked, where it
Yeah.
was like, hey, you find a picture, I have these options, we have to like play off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones, forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
Planting the plants and making the poison to kill the big plant monster, stupid.
Or putting
But
together chemicals together to get like compounds. There's no way could have
yeah,
figured that out in game.
yeah,
So yeah, so we platinumed that. I don't have to worry about that game ever
nope,
again. So
never.
that's backlog done,
It's over.
checked off,
Woo!
deleted, not even on the list anymore, not even a scratch out. It's gone.
Definitely, and it
It's
is
gone.
officially the Spider-Man 3 of video games. Like it just ruined it. It was so good. Maybe you say Spider-Man 3 is better, but to me, it took something that was so great experiences we had in the first
Mm-hmm.
and second one, and then it just almost made me forget everything we did.
Yeah, it was so bad.
It was terrible. Yeah.
So we platinumed that. I would give that game a 2 out of 10. Oh, I'm giving it a 2 because of that one puzzle that was in the study. The rest of it,
Dang.
and so
All right.
1 for that, and then 1 for the time we had, because when you were streaming it, we were having a great
Oh,
time laughing at this
We were
game.
laughing. Yep.
And then when Caleb got in the chat and things went off the rails after the game
Mountain
ended,
Nerd.
we had a great. What's that?
Mountain Nerd. I was just saying Mountain Nerd.
Oh yeah. Oh, Mountain Nerd. Yeah. So
Mountain
we had a good time there.
We did.
So we platinumed that. So I had another platinum of sorts in Apex Legends. So like I said, I've been playing ranked, got to platinum there, which was the highest I've ever gotten. And once I got to platinum, the challenge and difficulty level of the opponents has gone up exponentially.
Oh.
Like these guys, like so Marc, like in one of the final circles, there's maybe 2 or 3 squads left.
Oh.
There are multiple
no.
times where there's like 7 to 10 squads left.
Oof.
It is all about positioning, and it is crazy.
That's like esports stuff.
It feels like I'm watching like an esports event with how good these players are. So there's like 4 levels in each tier. So it gets harder and harder. You have to get more ranked points for each level. And I'm halfway through the first level within platinum because it costs 36 ranked points to start off.
Wow.
And so you have to get into no kills. I think you have to get in the top 3 to even out with no kills. So in this mode, there's a lot of fights, a lot of third parties, like a lot of 4 and 5 parties. It is absolutely crazy when a team hears gunshots, like everyone swarms into that spot so they can get kills to increase their ranked points. But it's fun. It's a new challenge. It's making me a little bit better. So that's a cool thing. I got another platinum this past week in Adam's Venture. Now I've talked about this before, and Tim Pollen has talked about this before.
He has.
I thought it was like an Uncharted game, but it's not even close. Uncharted has you're searching for treasure, long lost treasure, and Adam's Venture has that. That's where the similarities end. This game is all about puzzles. There's no combat. There's no good dialogue. There's no good cutscenes. There's no good story. Like there's a point where like you're like stopping like a war from happening, but it does not feel like it in any part of the game. So the story was so bad that I was like maybe halfway through, and every single time there was like a dialogue between characters, I skipped it. I was like, this is dumb. I don't even like this game anymore. It's a 2.5 hour platinum. I'm just going to get the platinum. I'm no longer going to play. So I went ahead and got the platinum with that one. And that one's off my backlog. And I deleted that game just about as fast as we were here together. Just about as fast.
So would that have the same rating then as we were here together? 2 out of 10?
Yeah, and it was fun for maybe the first half of the game, so I'll probably give it a 4.
Okay.
But that's yeah. As and the only reason I continued to play it because it was an easy platinum, very easy platinum.
Yeah.
There were times where there was
Makes sense.
puzzles.
Been there.
Like there's ways to do these puzzles, but I just guessed and I still got it right. I'm like, okay, well, moving on. Yeah, that's about the gaming update. Last thing for the gaming update. I won another World Series in MLB The Show with the
Nice.
New York Mets
Wow.
in 2032. So I did that, and I simmed until I was asking my agent for a trade for like 10 years. I was asking because I signed that 15-year contract with the Mets.
Yeah.
And no other team wanted to take on that contract. So it was like a 2043, and the Mets.
How
traded
old was
me.
your character at this point?
Let's see, 2043. So I was 19 in 2021. So I'm pushing 40, around 40 now. And so they traded me in the 2043 season to the New York Yankees.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yep, I went from one New York team to the next.
Oh my gosh.
And
that's
now
crazy.
now in my first year with the Yankees, we are in the playoffs. And I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get another World Series ring. I guess that's like 28 rings for the Yankees, some ungodly name or number. So I'm gonna try to get that.
So
You lost
is your
me in New
MLB
York
The Show
Yankees.
goal? Yeah. Is your goal to win the pennant with every team in the MLB?
If that was my
or-
goal, I should have only taken like a 1-year contract and just signed with different
That is
teams
correct.
every year. But I wanted that
you really-
$450 million contract.
Yeah, I mean you got the $500 million contract.
Yeah.
So that's cool, but man, you should like reload an earlier save and then try to get a World Series win with every team.
Yeah, I do have
That'd be fun.
an old save uploaded to the cloud, but that's maybe 2032 for the Mets when I won the World Series there. So if I do go back, I'm
Yeah.
only able to go back that far. Maybe if I try
Yeah.
again, it'll
Gotcha.
allow me to get traded earlier. But who knows? Yeah, I probably won't do it.
Who knows?
But
all
yeah,
good.
that's it for me.
Nice.
Mark, are you done
Cool.
with the graphics yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get
Oh,
everything
yeah.
straightened out.
I'm good.
All right.
It's like Patrick's here and then you're here. Is that how it works? Or is it
The way that you're
Mark's here.
looking, if you point to your left, Lucas,
uh-huh.
that's where Patrick is, and then point
Patrick,
down.
high five. Ready?
You got to go
Oh,
right.
no.
2,
Right. Yep.
3. Yeah.
Yep. Almost.
Close
and then,
enough.
And then point straight down, slightly to your left, Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I am.
Hi.
All right. I waved at you. I wish I
And
could
on
do
the-
that thing where like I stick my hand through and then Patrick, you stick your hand out the other side like here. Nope, that's not how it works.
I don't know how to do
And
that.
If you're listening to this right now, this makes no sense to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey guys.
Oh, hey, you're here.
Having
Oh,
you're
hi.
here. Go to
Did what-
youtube.com/the Good Morning Guys and see what we're doing.
Yeah, while
That's
you're
fair.
here, let's listen to Mark and
All
his
right, Mark.
update.
Now
Sure.
that you got it fixed, let's hear your update, my friend. What is up with you?
Yeah, man. So last week was just all beach week, man. We were just
Brag about it.
hanging out.
Yeah, rub it in. Rub
Yeah,
the
man.
sand.
Oceanfront
into our
property.
wounds.
all week
Uh-huh.
long.
Boring.
Sounds glorious.
How often did I go to the beach? Not at all. Um,
You didn't wait.
What?
You didn't
What?
go to the beach at
Wait,
all.
hold on a second.
no.
Come on.
I went. So basically, we have a little boardwalk that goes out to the beach.
The boardwalk.
Yeah, that's
In my mind
the
already.
farthest.
Yep.
That's the farthest I went. Was to the
Oh
steps
gosh.
that go down to the beach. So I'm
I'm allergic to sand.
Do you not
I
like
can't
the
let it
beach?
touch me.
I'm just not a. I'm not a big beach person. Like in terms of like go. I mean, I'll go in the water, I guess, but like it's not my huge thing. I'll go and out and admire the ocean and everything, and
Mhm.
but I'm not. I don't walk on the beach or anything like that. That's just not really my thing.
So do you hang by the pool instead?
Sort of. Sometimes.
Did you play Apex the whole time you were
I
at the
sure
beach?
did.
Free reign, Apex all day.
How often do I get to do that? One
That's
week
true.
a year. So
Take advantage.
yeah, man.
That's hilarious.
Got to. My wife had never actually played our Oculus, and she played it while we were at the beach, and she
On the beach?
not on the beach, no. No. She
That would've been quite the
probably could
experience.
have, but no, she
Like
she
to run
absolutely
towards the
loves it.
water
Yeah,
accidentally.
Honey, stop. Don't go any further.
she played Vader Immortal on there, and also Beat Saber, and
nice.
she loved those. But yeah, we have no agenda really while we're at the beach. It's just
That's wonderful.
do whatever you want. The only times that we ever meet up back again is, just casually hanging out or dinner time or breakfast time. With the exception of Wednesday nights, we have a family worship time because, we have 2 worship leaders in the family. So It's myself and my brother-in-law. We lead worship. It's just become a yearly thing now since we married into the family. So it's definitely a sweet time, just worshiping God with our family, and we go for like a good
Nice.
45 minutes to an hour at least, just planning a set, doing a lot of spontaneous stuff, and praying and things like that. It's just a great time, for sure. It's a highlight of the week. I mean, a lot of things like we usually kind of have a set schedule of what we have for dinners each night, and they're kind of like the staples of the week.
Is there La Coretta down there?
There is not.
Oh,
The closest thing that they have, and it doesn't even touch it, is a place called La Fogata.
oh, that's close.
Yeah.
Wait,
What is that? The Forget?
what's it called? La what?
La Fogata. Fogata.
Oh, okay.
Well, I forgot a little bit about La Coretta.
Yeah. Yep. It's okay. But it's not La Coretta.
Yeah.
But no, but Kristen and I actually went on our own time. We kind of like to go off and do our own thing, and so we actually went to lunch at La Fogata. So that was pretty sweet. We go to a couple of places. There's a couple of restaurants in the area that have been featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. There's a place down there called Tortuga's Lie. It's really good. It's like Caribbean style. And it's good. It's really good. There was also this pizza place that we went to. I don't think this one was on Triple D, but it's a place called Cosmo's Pizzeria. Man, the portion sizes, huge.
For a pizza place?
Yeah.
Like a slice was a pizza?
Yeah, basically. No, like
That's
I
what I'm
ordered
talking
I think I ordered a calzone, and you think like a
Oh.
calzone's like maybe, I don't know, that big, something like that.
Yeah.
It was absolutely humongous, and it was like split up into four slices, and like it was
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 4 days.
yeah, basically. I couldn't.
Sounds
like,
yummy.
I had it for lunch that day, and then lunch the next day.
Nice.
And then I was like, y'all can have it. It's free game. Free game. It's just too
It's
much.
too much. Yeah.
Because my diet went to crap the whole week.
Ah, that's what vacation's for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expected.
But, I mean, like, Monday nights we have this. It's called Low Country Boil. Like, pretty much, with the exception of Thursday night, we eat at home at the beach house every night. But it's a gathering time for all the family. But yeah, Monday nights it's what's called Low Country Boil. You're literally boiling, I believe it's potatoes, carrots, shrimp, sausage, all that kind of stuff. Super good.
All right. Sounds good.
Yep. And then we have roast. One
That's
night.
where you lost me. Nope.
Yeah. and I'm out.
And I'm done.
No, so I eat a lot of different foods, and roast is the one I will not eat.
Well, allow me to bring you back when Wednesday night we had ribs.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Can't go wrong with that.
And then Thursday night we go to this seafood restaurant every year. It's called Sugar Creek out in that area, and it's good.
Nice.
Food's great. But yeah, that was pretty much my whole week was just hanging out. They have a theater room in the beach house where we get to watch movies and things like that. Is
that where you play Apex?
I tried to play Apex, but there is so much input lag from it being on a projector.
Yeah.
With an FPS game like Apex, you cannot.
Yep.
It's just like I tried it. I was like, no, I need to go to a smaller TV. Because it looks great. It looks cool, but nah. But yeah, most of my gaming was definitely Apex throughout the week. We came back Friday night from the beach, and then Saturday, my nephew Jordan graduated from high school. So I remember,
Yay!
I remember when he was like this little itty bitty baby, and all of a sudden he's 17 and graduating from high school.
Jeez, time flies. They grew up so fast.
Feels so old. It's like that gif from Saving Private Ryan, where he it shows him as like young Private Ryan, and then he suddenly ages. That's how I felt.
Then it morphs to old.
I feel like I'm 17, but when I look in the mirror, I'm like, man, what happened? What in the world happened?
We watched
I still do the
one of
same
those-
things I was doing when I was 17, except I have kids now. It's like
that adds a lot. We
gray
watched
hairs.
a Facebook post that I did for Mindy 5 years ago, I guess. So this bleeds a little into my update, but 5 years ago today, Mindy ditched me for a week to celebrate her parents' 50th wedding anniversary. So I was a single dad for a week. But we watched the video, and I was just like, look how thin I look. It's amazing. I don't remember being that. I remember being that small. I guess I've eaten a little bit since then.
Yeah, I pretty much have
good
done
times.
the same. But that's pretty much it for me for my week. I do want to make a shout out real quick, and we'll talk more about it in our housekeeping towards the end. Housekeeping. But yeah, as of recording, it is Monday night here.
It is
Tomorrow.
last day of May.
Yep, going into June tomorrow.
June.
And tomorrow will be our first stream of our new GMG Got'ems.
Got'ems.
Yep. There's two, because I'll be playing 2016's Ratchet and Clank starting tomorrow night for the next couple of weeks until Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart comes out, and then I will be streaming that. So the first stream of 2016 Ratchet and Clank will be tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern time on the GMG Twitch channel.
Nice.
So
Be there or be square.
Yep.
Or triangle. Or a hexagon.
Or cross.
L7.
Yes, L7. Wow. Loser. Yeah.
Weenie.
Yeah. So, Lucas, your week, sir. How was it?
Hi. As I mentioned last week and connected to our Facebook memory this week, I was a single parent for a good portion of it. I think a little over half, like 4 days. Maybe not even that, like 3.5, I guess. And we survived. The kids are alive. They didn't lose any fingers or toes. They did not go to the hospital.
God.
We did a few chores together.
A few chores. We did.
I made
we
some
didn't do
meal.
all play.
A few chores. We put a cup away. It was clean. It was
That's
dirty,
good.
and then
How
we
responsible.
cleaned it, and put it away. I made some meals. I resisted the devil. Did not order out. I made meals all by myself, like with some, like, not fried chicken, but like pan fried Italian chicken, mashed potatoes, all kinds of stuff. So we made some food. We played lots of video games.
Of course.
It was fun.
Yes.
Oh, heck yes.
The kids, I pretty much gave the kids free reign. I'm like, whatever game you want to play. And then I crossed my fingers and I was like, not Minecraft, not Minecraft, not Minecraft. And they did not pick Minecraft.
Oh, no.
Oh,
They
yes.
didn't pick it. And I was so proud. And they wanted to play Knack. So I was like, you know what? That's like a classic PS4 game. You know, like it or not, it was like a launch
It
title,
was.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
Mhm.
remember right. I was like, I feel like, you know, I'm missing something. Excuse me, my Jeopardy alarm's going off. I got to check the laundry later. And
Watch out for
so
mosquitoes.
yeah, go kill mosquitoes. I got to control the population, so I have to set
Go
alarms
kill
to kill
mosquitoes
them every
is an alarm
3 hours.
every
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, that's correct. But let me tell you, my kids love Mac. They love the Big Mac. They love Knack. Like they have asked to play it multiple days, and I even enjoyed like watching them play or playing with them. It has it's like a 2-player co-op, but the second player is pretty much indestructible, or like you can't really die. You die, but you come back. You're like a little robot to the original or regular Knack. I don't know. I don't remember if you guys have played Knack, but
Yeah, I played
it's
through both.
Briefly.
yeah, briefly, yeah. I could see like if you don't have a kid or someone who's really fun to play the game with, I don't think I could see myself playing through this single player. But with my kids, it was fun, and so I'm sure Pat, you had a good time. And Mark, since Cisco doesn't have opposable thumbs, you really didn't have a good reason to keep playing Knack. So
That's
I'm
true.
with you. I understand. But we did that. We watched a number of YouTube videos. One of which was a tour of Chris the Rock's childhood home that his parents are putting up for sale, and the furniture company. No, the realtor company.
Mhm.
What are words? I don't know. It's not even midnight
The
yet.
real estate company.
The real estate, thank you. The real estate company used a drone to like film different parts of the house.
Whoa.
It was really cool. I recommend it. It should be the new YouTube hit. Let's get it on the Discord. Chris the Rock, this is a call out. Put it on the Discord.
Yeah.
Let us all see your childhood home, because let me tell you, it is fancy and it is really cool. My kids were like, wow, it's like a mansion. They were like loving it. So we watched that. We watched the top 25 80s cartoon theme songs. And so it went through like 25 different 80s TV shows, just the themes. And by the end, my kids, there were at least half a dozen shows. The kids were like, can we start watching that show? And so like the next day
Wow.
we watched the first episode of the first season of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
And
yes.
let me tell you,
Raising them right.
it was amazing. And I mean, it was like unintentionally funny at times, but at other times I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like 8 years old or 7 years old, however
Time
old I
warp.
was watching this. And the kids after the end were like, this is awesome, Dad. We want to watch more.
Yes.
So,
the original
yeah.
TMNT cartoon was just
The original.
so good.
And like hearing the voices, I forgot who voiced a lot of them. And so like Raphael is one of the Animaniacs.
No way.
What is his name? Is it Filoni? I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, the same guy
You
is
mean,
it's
Yakko?
not Filoni. Yakko. The one that does Yakko is Raphael. And then I totally forgot. I was looking up IMDb while we were watching, and like the voices of people are like classic voices, or they're like voices on stuff later on. Is really cool to watch.
That is
to watch
neat.
that with the kids. So, yeah. And then other than that, Mindy came back after her little trip on the senior class trip, and at the end of the week, I went to church for the first time in a long time, and actually did a hybrid Sunday school class, which was quite the experience because the internet is not that great at the church. And when I got to the church, I went to what was supposed to be our classroom, and someone had already decked it out for like recording videos or recording podcasts or something. There was like padding everywhere with a microphone and a recording area with like mixer and all this stuff, and I was like, well, I can't use this. So I spent the next like 10 minutes trying to find a room and then setting up my equipment, because I was going to zoom in anybody who wanted to join the class, which ended up being Mindy. The other people had come in person, so but we did the class. We all had our masks on, and the way the acoustics work out in the building, you can like hear everything the worship team is doing. So it made for a very challenging Sunday school. But overall, people just like being in person together. So it was worth it. It was really good. And then on the home front, the last thing I wanted to share was just that the rodents have quieted down, and I don't know if that means they moved to a different locale or if they're all dead in my attic.
And
I don't
rotting
know.
in your attic.
And rotting corpses. I mean, we haven't smelled anything yet, so
Or if they're re-strategizing.
yeah, they're like, yeah, if that's true.
Yikes.
That's always possible. Yeah, so I don't know. We're gonna keep keep on the lookout. We every other night, even our kids sometimes will just stop and listen to see if they hear it. And they're like, I think I heard it. And like, no, you didn't. That was just your sister like tapping something with her foot or whatever. But we're on the hunt for the rodents, and we're also on the hunt for a German Shepherd puppy,
Oh,
which
snap!
may or may not be added to the family soon. Last week we went all in. I think the week before too, we were all in. Mindy was kind of like she did for when we were house hunting, like got online, and they have a number of, I don't know, like I would say, I say Craigslist, but something a little more trustworthy. But those kind of like people posting, we got a dog for sale. Sometimes breeders, sometimes it's people that just had puppies and they were trying to sell them. And we found this breeder. He breeds German Shepherds for the police, and like he has at least a few dozen adult German Shepherds at all times in his kennel.
Wow.
And so he gets puppy babies like every couple months, every month. And so we got in contact with him. He had a really good price on some puppies. And we found out that we were like, of the four that they just had, we were the fourth. And so we had one choice left. And this one had just gotten sick. And he said, let's give it a week and a half and see what she looks like after a week and a half. So when Mindy came back from, doing the senior trip and I was single parenting, we contacted him again because it was the 10 days. And he was like, so she's not doing so great. I think I'm going to take her to the vet to see what the problem is. And he sent a video to us, and I tell you what, it broke our hearts. Like, the dog is like walking around, but she's really like lethargic. And it actually reminded us of the puppy we got, a lab puppy that we got in the first city we lived in, where we had to put that dog down after a week because of seizures and distemper and like all this stuff that happened that was just not good. And so unfortunately we kind of had to back off and say, we hope things work out, but this isn't gonna work for us. So, but just this week, knock on wood, we found another breeder that we're gonna get in contact with, that we've already gotten in contact with. We're gonna get to meet the puppy, and then maybe later in the week,
another German Shepherd.
Another German Shepherd maybe headed our way. This one is looking much healthier, and it's a really reputable breeder, and so we're very excited.
All
But
right.
Nice.
more on that
That's
next
exciting.
week. We might have another guest, a furry guest.
Ooh.
How excited are your kids that you're thinking about or almost
Oh my
gonna
gosh.
get a dog?
That's probably, I kind of regret letting them be involved in some of the process because they will not stop asking. And when we when we got these videos of this sickly dog, I was just like, I'm not showing this to my kids. I can't do this to them. That's like heartbreaking. So
Yeah.
we've been trying to filter some of the information, and so now they're not going to listen to this in time, but we're going to surprise them. If this dog works out, they're going to deliver the dog to our house, and I'm not going to tell the kids. And so this breeder is going to come to the house with a dog, and I'm just going to be like, let the dog run to us. And
Make sure you get a video of that.
I know, right? I need to.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Video. I'm going to be taping that. So yeah, I'm very excited. But I hope to have good update for you next week.
Cool.
If
Looking
it's a
forward
bad
to it.
update, I'm just not going to say anything because I'll be too sad and I might burst into tears. But
Okay.
I'm feeling good about this one. So
I'll follow
Yeah.
your lead next week.
speaking of, I appreciate it. Yeah, you don't want to do this. So what happened, Lucas? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. Yeah, don't want to go down that road.
shaking my head.
Yeah.
Or
Mark's
just
like, no,
one tear
no,
just
don't do
goes down
this.
my face. Yeah. I was like, don't do it.
So what's
Yeah.
the
So
news
speaking of
with
pets.
the dudes?
Yeah,
I
Mark's
don't know.
no.
So he's got
Bridge
like
is out. You're gonna go over the edge.
those
Like warning
airplane
cones.
signals. Like, oh, no, no.
Yeah. This parachute's a knapsack. Just like Chandler.
Yeah.
So yeah. But speaking of pets, on the video game front, I started a game last week where you have your own little huge pet that's like a bird, dog, cat called Trico in the video game The Last Guardian. And let me tell you, I immediately fell in love with Trico and the little creature that helps you and this little boy escape from the clutches of who knows what. You're just prisoners for whatever reason. But I've been loving this game. I've played it all on stream, and the puzzles have not been as frustrating. The bird, dog, cat that you know Trico has
Love your
listened
description
The
of
bird
this
dog.
animal.
I mean, he's just this huge. He's like Clifford the Big Red Dog, except he's not red, and he's not really a dog. He's kind of like a bird and kind of like a cat. Like the way they designed this creature is so lifelike. Like there's moments where you tell him to jump onto something, and he does that. Like when dogs want to jump, or cats when they're like they do like the fake jump, and then they jump. Like it's perfect. It like I feel like he's alive. And
Oh, that's cool.
and in the game, you can even, if you guys check out VOD, you can go back and watch. But like you can see me just fall in love with Trico. And then during the game, at one point, the little boy that you're controlling, he tries to ditch him. Like you get to a point where Trico can't go past, and the boy's just like, "All right, Trico, well, this was fun. See you later." And I'm just like, "How dare you, sir? I will not be ditching Trico. I'll ditch you first. I want to control Trico." But yeah, so that was about the only moment that I got really upset. The rest of it's been really fun. So
So
we'll
was
see
this
how
a
it
free
continues
game?
this week. Yeah, this was on the collection, the PlayStation collection that
Okay.
that
All right.
that you got for PS5. So
Is
yeah,
there a platinum
I,
one that goes along with this?
there is, but I don't know that I'm gonna go for it. It takes multiple playthroughs, and there's one trophy where you have to read all the hints, but in order to get the hints, you have to wait somewhere between like 4 to 6 minutes for the
Oh,
hint to pop up.
gross. That's part of the
Yeah.
platinum? Get out
That's
of
part
here.
of the platinum. You don't press a button to get a hint. You have to wait. So you just go make a sandwich, go do something, check your phone, and then wait for and it has like a list. I looked at the trophies. I was like, nope.
So
I'm
that
out.
it's a
No, thank you.
trophy of for not playing the game. That
That
makes
is
no
Exactly.
sense.
the
It's like,
silliest thing ever.
Who made that? Yeah. I mean, trophies are silly, but that's
I mean,
really bad
yeah,
silly.
that's dumb.
It's not the good kind of silly. So, oh well.
Yeah.
C'est la vie. But yeah, I'll continue with it. It's been real fun. I beat Diablo 3 with Chris, and we beat it on a
Congrats.
really hard setting. We died a number of times, but in the end, we did it. We
Platinum?
completed our first playthrough. No.
Oh.
We have a few more. This will probably be the longest. That was the longest part to do the first playthrough. We're starting our hardcore playthrough, and we started that today. And yeah, so we're excited. We're playing real careful because with the hardcore you get one life and that's it. So you gotta be careful. Every step you take, every move you make. I'll be missing you or watching you, however that song goes. Anywho. Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to mention was It Takes Two that Patrick and I played last week.
What a great
few
game.
hours of. I know Mark played that with him. I know, and Patrick was so gracious and was just like, "Man, if you want to play it again, I'm in." And so I'm like, "Well, I really do want to play it." And let me tell you, two things I'm going to note. One, the game design is really fun. Like the little, I don't know what to call it, like the little, I don't like each section and level has like different moves you can do or
gameplay mechanics.
Gameplay mechanics and the way they switched it up and how it works together with each other. These guys are like this company is so good at mixing those things and like really making fun co-op, unlike We Were Here Together. But the other thing I'm going to mention is that it got dark at some points, like Brave Little Toaster dark.
Yeah.
And that was just in the first couple sections. Like, spoilers, there's a part where you vacuum cleaner, and to finish the vacuum off, you move his hoses to his eyeballs and you suck his eyeballs out. And I'm like, what am I watching? This is nuts. Like,
well, how about that part where you had to like push the
nightmares?
Well, have you finished the game, right?
No, we're only like 3 hours in.
We got to the little girl's bedroom. Yeah, hold off on the scarring things.
Yeah.
Let me get scarred on my own.
There's more. That's all.
Great! I can't wait. I can't wait.
That means there's more of the book of Dr. Hanky Poo.
I have never wanted to burn a book in my entire life more than that dang book.
That book. Well, hello. How are you today, Marc? Let's go play today. Yeah, he's
it's all about your relationship.
So bad.
Yeah, it's real bad. Real bad. So, but yeah, other than that, besides the book and the darkness, but even the darkness is really funny. Like, it's funny to laugh at and be like, oh my gosh, what did I just watch?
Yep.
It's very entertaining. Speaking of entertaining, the GMG stream team is still rocking it.
Stream team.
We've been rocking it for the past couple weeks. Stream team. Marc, as he mentioned, playing the Ratchet and Clank games for the Gotham month of June. I'm working through The Last Guardian, as I mentioned, and working on platinum some things. Chris the Rock is still doing Diablo 3 with me, Rocket League, and continuing through Final Fantasy 7 Remake. He's showing his strength as a trophy hunter, because he has spent like I think a whole week of streaming in one chapter of Final Fantasy 7 to make sure he covers all the bases. He's like, I think there was 2 streams where he's like, okay, I think this is the last day we're going to do chapter 14. We're about to go to the next one. Let me just double check some things. And then he's like, oh wait, there's like 4 more things to do. Yeah, poor guy. But I remember that there were some parts where you got to cover all the bases so you don't miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so GMG stream team, Sunday to Saturday. Check us out, twitch.tv, and then some words after that. You can find it in Discord or the show notes and all that jazz. Also, speaking of Twitter, Discord, check us out there. Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Stitcher. I almost said Switcher. You can, give us a little review, give us some stars, and we can reach some new joiners. And then finally, as always, as has always been the tradition, 929 GMG Guys is the place where you can let your real voice be heard, just like I think a certain Bernabe did, our buddy.
Did.
Yes, is that true? Do we have that accessible to play?
I will have to see
Maybe?
if I can pull that up.
Or pretend to? And then add
wait,
it later?
hold on. What it was about the fictional characters?
Yes.
Do we want to wait? Do we want to hold off
on
that until next week? Because
well, doesn't I
we're
thought
doing the
that
tournament next week.
doesn't it have? Isn't he joining us? Since didn't we say we had a contest? Whoever leaves a voicemail gets to be considered to be a guest.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Do you remember saying that?
I do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Bernabe has been entered
only
into the contest.
He has.
Should I still pull it up then, or no?
I don't know where we are.
I mean, he might be here next week, so we should let his voice be heard today.
Let me see if I can get it pulled up here. I'm working
It's
on
fine.
it.
There's plenty of time.
I'm thinking.
It's gonna be on my phone, so we'll insert it into the podcast on the audio version.
Oh, we will we?
Yeah. You
one would hope.
We's a lot of people. We's a lot of people, as my wife would say.
Pat right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pat is now a we.
Giving my best impression of my favorite character in not 1, not 2, but 3 different languages. Let's see if you can guess who is it. más de 8,000. ¡Señora! It's over 9,000!
And then
Oh,
and the rest of his voicemail is his question to
okay.
to Norman.
Yeah.
So did you guys figure
Dragon
out
Ball
who it
Z,
was?
right?
Is that Goku?
Is it Vegeta?
It is Vegeta.
I don't know.
He said it in 3 different languages:
I
in
win.
Spanish,
It's
in Japanese, and in American.
it's
in
pronounced
English.
fajita.
Yeah, once he said the fajita, that's right.
Yeah.
He's fajita from
Yeah,
Dragon
once he said it's
Ball
over
Hereta.
9,000.
Yeah, once he said it in English, I was like, yes, Vegeta.
That's good.
Nice. That was spot on, Bernabe. I can't wait to hear it live.
And extra
In all
credit
the
for
languages.
3 different languages. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. All right.
Okay.
Well, with that, I think we have a GMG MAFT 100 to add to. I know we're missing one man, but he can, of course, give his 2 nominations next week. Patrick.
Hold on there, Lucas.
Nope,
We just
kidding.
heard.
Am I getting ahead of myself?
We just heard Bernabe. He let his voice be heard.
Is there another one?
Do you know what else?
Who else had their
needs
voice
to be
be heard?
heard? Is this week
I don't.
in
I'm totally
movie
lost.
history?
Oh,
Thank
right.
Thank you. Patrick. Thank you.
Is that what's
you
supposed
were
to happen
still not
next?
with
Oh,
me
there it is.
on that transition. You're like, I have no idea what's happening.
Yes,
I
of
got
course.
lost. I thought maybe there was another voicemail.
No, there was not.
Go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
But yes, this week in movie history, some major movies of note that came out this week in years past. June 2nd, 1989, and this is a slight spoiler for my pick for the MAFT. Dead Poets Society came out this week, starring Robin Williams.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Indeed. I absolutely love that movie. It was first introduced to me in high school. We watched the movie.
Nice.
Yep. So that'll be my addition to the MAFT as well. Also this week in history, in film history, June 3rd, 1988, the movie Big with Tom Hanks.
Oh, man.
Classic,
I love that
classic
movie.
Wonderful.
Love it. Also this week in movie history, June 4th, 1998, 10 years later, The Truman Show with Jim Carrey.
Ooh, also a classic. Yep.
Good.
And a happy birthday this week to Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman,
Punk.
Andy Dufresne. Morgan Freeman,
And then the penguins were marching.
and they never returned.
And they never stopped. Kept marching forever.
And Tom Holland, our current Spider-Man.
Oh, we're using our fake
Oh,
names.
and also our new
Nathan
our
Drake.
new Uncharted man,
Nathan
who
Drake.
may or may not be good at it.
Yeah, we'll see.
The jury is still out.
I saw a picture, and it's I guess the new
also
still
saw
where
the
he's
picture.
where he's holding a flashlight, and like right behind him is Sully without a mustache. It's just like, one, Sully doesn't have a mustache, but two, he's holding a flashlight in a well lit room. Like, I don't even know why you have a flashlight.
What is happening here?
To me, it just looks like Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland.
Just hanging out. 90th Museum 4.
No Stogie, no mustache.
Yeah. I
No
don't know
Nathan
about this.
Fillion.
I'm very
I don't know
skeptical.
about
Very
this.
skeptical. Yeah.
But yeah, that is it for this week in movie
Sweet.
history.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Mark already gave his pick. Patrick, what about you, buddy?
I'm
think
gonna
we
go
can do that
with
now, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a icon of a movie, Christmas Vacation.
There you go.
All right.
Last week, what is it? You did Home Alone last week or one of the weeks?
A couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, but Christmas Vacation. I could only watch it during Christmas
Yeah.
time, but it's one of those ones where, like, along with Elf, I gotta watch every single Christmas.
Yep. That's a solid
Totally
pick.
with you.
Yeah,
For sure.
Lucas.
My pick, I need to pile on more Pixar movies,
Yeah.
of course, and I'm gonna do the old classic I think Bernabe would appreciate this. Coco
Yeah, that was
makes me
that was
cry
a
every
very
time.
surprising movie.
Remember me.
I have not seen it.
Oh, so
Yeah,
surprising.
I
Oh,
was
man.
not expecting it to be anything.
Please do.
And it ended up being like one
Nope.
of the best Pixar movies out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And it surprised me like as well. I was like, what is this going to be about? What is happening? I mean, I more watched it because I knew Mindy grew up in Mexico in high school, and I was like, she's going to really like this, so I'll watch it with her. And yeah, I was the same way. I got totally blown away by it. And just the music is amazing. The story is
The
heartfelt.
story, the way the story
yeah,
ends
I
and
mean,
how emotional it feels and how it all connects to
Yeah.
the story it just
Oh.
told. I'm just like, man, it's so good.
so good. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Alrighty then, Pat, Mark, and the spirit of Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week. And may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.